So nikikwa chuo nikisota mzae ni aje nimesota tuma kitu alafu pia at the same time napigia maadhe, so double blessings inakuwa kama double. Sometimes unapata kumbe mzae aliambia maadhe nimetumia kijana
anapigia hivi kama ametuma text na then nimepigia hiyo kijana
anamtumia pesa message.
Hello watu wangu wa nguvu, karibuni tena to another exciting episode ya Dijikona 106. Niko na crew yangu leo na kama kawaida mnanijua kama Ruben aka Mr. Ru.
Kama K kama dawa tuko 106, naitwa Moffat.
Niaje wase, kama K kama dawa ni Jonathan aka Babu. Leo tuko set, tuko na mgeni. Mimi mwenyewe nimeona ameweza, yeye atatuambia kama yuko soko ama yuko soko.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. Naitwa Keith Wandera. Kindly like, share,
subscribe
na msahau comment.
Welcome to the DC, the Dingy Corner podcast.
So I say if you've been watching our podcast, the previous podcast najua tulikuwa tunaongelea about missing dad, that is with Tess. If you didn't watch, maybe you can check the link below ama uende kwa our channel and see the video, but today we want to build up on that. Tunataka tuongelee more about now the blended family. Now wale wase wenye walikuwa na pero wako huku, mother yako huku, father yako huku, but they managed to at least have love ya both the two sets. Maybe from the previous conversations zenye tulikuwa nazo na from the previous engagement yenye tulikuwa nayo na Tess, I don't know nyinyi mko na experience gani yenye neza maybe about blended families, ama is it something that amjaiona kabisa?
Eventually blended families was na work, but immediately kuna konga nayo separation between parents. Una realizing kuna konga lot of teething problems because parents wenyewe bado na wanaonga like maybe kuna emotional like there's still a lot of emotions when zinakuanga around. So at times they're able to heal over the emotions na focus on raising their children as individual parents, but ideally kuna honga a lot of teething problems zenye
contribute to
unapata mtoto amekuwa scarred. So as much as eventually maybe this relationship na honga zinakuwa amended so that both parents can be able to parent these children, but in the initial phases kuna honga a lot of teething problems
and maybe even eventual outcomes are to pia zinakuanga directed by those decisions. Unapata maybe mtu mmoja atalin more towards one parent more than the other, maybe support toka pande moja kina kwa ingine. I guess maybe that's my 2 cents.
But maybe what could maybe be done, I'm sure it's never a choice kujipata in this kind of situations, right? Najua for the kids. Yeah. Not even for the kids per se, even for the adults. For the adults wenyewe pia wenye wanakuwa involved, it's not something yenye mtu anza alafu umeplan unajua nikifika hapa hivi mbele naenda kuachilia hii story. It's something that you get yourself in.
But then it's not you see when like two adults don't get along, the easiest path out is to separate. So maybe it's not something that is planned per se, but it's something that maybe just comes out of emotions like Jonathan has mentioned.
So maybe ni watu hii sasa wana just aje
and how do you move ahead with your life as a kid or as the parent.
So maybe that brings us to our guest leo, Mr. Kid.
I think hapo kwa kusema watu hii wanajipanga, it is neither here nor there depending now on a situation. Unapata sometimes when parents are separating, they discuss extensively how the kids are going to take care of the kids or something like that. Kama watashare huyu atafanya hii, huyu afanya hii. So I think the parents sometimes they discuss, they try to prevent the kids from experiencing trauma, so that equally a smooth separation. And also some parents do that, and I know ideally others they don't, because maybe at time of breaking up it is tough for both parents. But maybe kumekuwa na domestic violence, unapata mzae anapiga mother ama mother anapiga mzae, you know. It could be of two sides. Kunaweza kuwa na hiyo smooth transition na kuna ile hard.
I think mimi mingi nimeona ni zile hard bana.
9 out of 10 times inakuwa hard because ukonanga watu wakiseparate, kunaonga na mtu mmoja alikuwa anataka kuseparate, mwingine
alikuwa anataka.
atakangi, ama unapata mmoja bado kuna ile uchungu, so like anaweza tumia anything ku leverage, ndio like ku leverage. So unapatanga at times parent mmoja anakuwa very very emotional, so either atapoison watoi, ndio watoi wali inside yake, like really inakwanga very difficult transition. Maybe after some time watu wanakujanga unapata both of them wana accept that actually wamepa their separate ways, na the only thing they share in common are the children, so they actually objective inakuwa to give the best to these children. So ideally, like 9 out of 10 times, like that's the very common story. Zenye zinakwanga very smooth transitions, zinakwanga like zinakwanga like the exception.
Yeah, and I'd say those ones that zinakuja na especially domestic violence, to be specific, zinakuwa traumatizing to the kids. Yeah, very traumatizing. Kids, they go through a lot. Unapata the transition also for them now when they are growing up now from wanting to bring up a family, inakuwa very hard because of the trauma, unless they have healed, unless maybe they have maybe gone through counseling or done a reconnection with the parents separately, or wazazi wamejaribu kuwa bring up to the idea that they were not the problem, you know. Yeah.
But society yetu kwanza saizi, hata ukisema hiyo counseling, like you'd realize maybe it's not even something yenye iko available to a lot of maybe a lot of families don't have access to that. Utapata tu itabidi you as a kid maybe
ujipeleke
flow tuna situation, but yeah, most of the time unapata umeflow na situation. Siku zenye wameshindana, unasikia wamekutuma huku, labda maybe ndio umeishia huko because not by choice ati ulitaka kwenda huko, uliishia ama maybe labda if I don't know, some I'm sure zinaendanga hadi kotini and ziukwa na such kind of back and forth. So I'm sure maybe the court might order you wewe uishie uone mzae ikue ni kama it's not willingly, ni mandatory, you have to.
Alafu napata pia maybe the parents are separate when the kids are still too young. It becomes difficult for the kids when either court, kama ni court, through the court utapata either mzae amepatiwa mtu mmoja ama wawili and so on and so forth. So maybe mother amepatiwa, so inabidi sasa wajuna wana come through for the kids at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Maybe to bring us to your story, I think we're tunajua umetoka from a blended family. Maybe if you can just maybe give us
like a brief background before
what's transpired and how you've come through the years.
Speaking of blended family, I think blended family ni familia zenye both parents wako available for you, but they are not available for each other.
Yeah.
For each other, for the parents now. Yeah.
No, they're not available for each other.
They're not available for each other, but they're available. It's only connected to specific devices only.
So I'd say for me, while growing up, wazazi wangu walikuwa in different location. My father was in Nairobi and my mom was working in Kitale. So when I was growing up, young, back, I think I started realizing that there is a separation nikiwa maybe 6, 7 thereabout. Yeah. So but nikiwa mtoi sana, you don't notice. So mzae ako Nairobi, mother yako Kitale. Mzae would come home in Christmas, you know, so you still feel there is anakam na gifts na nini, you enjoy, bring us t-shirts, brings us kanibai a bike, you know there is an available father. So it was very nice. But then on the side, when you're a child, wazazi wa uongea, kona friends, ata open up to some of the friends. So I would hear sometime from the background akiongea na some of their friends, anawambia venye mzae hayuko, venye there's something behind that is happening. And now as a child, you can't go and ask mother, hey, what's happening? You can't. So I never asked, I never bothered to check on what is happening. But I just saw mzae akizidi kuto come home. But I think until a certain point ikakuwa I had my brother Herbert who used to stay with us, akakuwa taken from home akaenda kukaa kwa mzae, so that is when nikaanza ku notice significant changes. Then mzae ku come home ikakuwa minimal and all that, so most of the thing mimi nilikuwa nasikianga tu on the background, not like kunaambiwa
Like you never had
this is
this
happening and but also now I think my growing up ilikuwa ni kama autonomous or something, like you understand, then you just know how to act and react, like you don't also put the pressure to the parents. So I've never bothered to ask them what happened, what transpired up to now.
But it's actually not any of your business.
So I never asked generally.
Unasema ni kama venye tulikuwa imesema before, as long as ameprovide kila kitu, unexpect kila kitu ikuwe sawa.
Na kuna point tulikuwa nasema mzaki akikam home, so ukisema home like kwa hiyo setup ya Kitale, hiyo home was it like rental premises ama it was
when my mom started working, there's an uncle of mine pia alikuwa Kitale, I think mzae pia alikuwa Kitale, so when I was born I think walikuwa nakaa kwa rental place, and then mother akapata job in a school, so akapata kuishi kwa hiyo staff quarters, akakaa kustay kwa staff quarters, so mzae would come there, but yes yako Nairobi pia akona another home, so from time we would come to Nairobi or ama tuko home. And then mother, of course, she's growing financially also, aka buy land place flani, and maybe what I heard about the difference ilikuwa ni place ya kusettle. I think they never agreed on place ya kusettle. I think mzee alikuwa anataka settle somewhere else, mother anataka kusettle another different place. Sijui kani watao ama ni wapi, me I don't know, I never asked. But mother akapata place, akabuy, it was closer to where she was working, and from there she akaenda akijibuild, so mzae was coming there, that is where that is home now, and that has been home up to now. So tumeenda tu tukigrow from living to in a 2-roomed house to a bigger house,
And so like Herbert alikuwa ni big brother or rather ni kid brother?
Herbert was my brother, my bigger brother, but from another mother, same father. And then also there was a sister of ours, but now from, I'd say sister because alikuwa naishi home, tumegrow na yeye, but hakukuwa from same father, same mother. Alikuwa naitwa Faith. So we grew up with her, kwenda shule, kwanza like from kindergarten up to around class 5, thereabout, then she moved away. So Herbert alitangulia kutoka when he left, so I didn't know where he went because we were still young, but akaenda, so it happened.
So you guys are still in touch
with Herbert first.
Like basically.
So with the family, we were in touch. So after Herbert amemove out, si tumebaki home, so mzae akaanza kukua, anaanza kuskip like hizo Christmas sasa hakuji, but akikuja kucheki Herbert alikuwa anaishi kwa uncle yangu ule mwenye alikuwa Kitale, so akikuja kucheki Herbert, so he would come home, but he would not spend at home. Angekam tu atuone, sasa nyinyi mtajua tu ako na haraka, lazima arudi job. So after amefika asubuhi, mmekaa maybe mmetoka naye kiasi, ameenda kumekubaia gifts here and there, then he would leave. So that is how it happened. And then the distance ikagrow. Distance ikagrow, so because he's not coming akikam pia hizi, so of course hata pia atakuja because he's not comfortable pia kushinda amekam.
Na you pia being maybe in school hauna pia yote utasema.
So mimi nikaingia boarding, I think niliingia boarding nikiwa class 6. So hapo you don't know, I don't know if he came home or not, I don't know.
Anakuja chini ya maji. Madana maintain I don't know mzae.
So class 6 boarding, class 8 finished school, then nikienda form 1 mzee akakam akanipeleka hiyo the first day in school, kakuja tukaenda na madhe kanibuy a few stuff here and there, paid school fees and all that, and that is when I felt ni kama he's back into my life or something like that. So nikikwa chuo nikisota mzae ni aje nimesota tuma kitu alafu pia at the same time napigia maadhe, so unapata inakuwa kama double sometimes. Unapata kumbe mzae aliambia maadhe nimetumia kijana
anapiga hivi kama ametuma text na then nimepigia hiyo kijana
anatumia pesa message.
Yeah, but haikuwa sana. So most of the times it would come from both sides. And so I enjoyed that privilege and I felt like they are both actively involved. Yeah.
So maybe na familia like na your the other siblings. How did you guys now start kujileta pamoja, ama did you guys ever come together, ama you guys just keep in touch from a distance?
So what happened is I finished high school. After finishing high school, nilikuwa nimeapplying Strath tukiwa high school. There was zona mocks. You could apply for campus. So what was Strath walikam tuka apply for hizo, nilikuwa nimeapply for diploma in business information technology, DBIT. So lucky enough nikapata hiyo invite. So by the time nimaliza form 4 I had an admission letter ya kuingia campus. Yeah, and so I have to come to Strathmore. Mzae ako Nairobi, so that is an advantage. So hiyo ndio ilikuwa the first time nakuja kukana na mzae. So at that time kabla nikuje madhaka, we had a talk na madhaka niambia, sasa wewe unaenda shule na unaenda kwa baba yako, so what you should know is your father has another woman, another wife. Yeah. Na ujue whatever we went through sisi kama adults haikuhusu kabisa. And when you go there, you go and behave. I've raised you to be a good man, so go and be the right person. Go and be a right person. Usiende
kuanza shule.
Umeanza shule bana. After 18 bana you're a man.
Mimi mamonga jana niambia mimi ni man.
Wewe ungali umechapa. Huyu alisema special case.
Sasa hii kama unatumwa vita. Yeah, kaniambia.
But walikuwa wamekupiga prep enough. That was a good prep.
Yeah, kaniambia, where are you going? Yeah, this is it. This is what is happening. There's you have another mother huko. So make sure ukienda huko there is respect. She told me everything. Na akaniambia just because things have been working, usifikiria ati unataka ukienda huko utataka to bring power together. That our problems ni zetu, si azikuhusu. So she prepared me to know what to do. So so si ati unakuja huku, sometimes you might wish to have the parents back together, you know. But mother akaniambia kama ni sisi ni sisi, sio wewe usiingilie. So I never meddled. So mimi nikaingia kwa mzae. Nikapata true. I have sisters. I have 2 sisters. Yeah, I think at that time.
We're gonna meet for the first time, sasa.
I was meeting them for the first time.
Gonna meet for the first time. How old were you?
I think
18, 19.
Yeah, I think I was 19. Yeah, meeting them, they were, I think, younger. I think 5, 6, they're about. So they were younger. Yeah. No, I had met them after primary. After I finished primary, nilikuja once, I met them. But now when I was coming now, sinakuja sasa kana coming to stay sasa. So at that time I think now ilikuwa ni for a long time. So the meeting was different. Now they had grown a bit. Yeah.
Kila mtu alikuwa na comprehend, like they also comprehending that your brother, like what was going to grow
bro. What was the relationship like
with the sisters?
Yeah, when now you came to stay with them.
When I came, it was easy. I think nilikuwa na hiyo previous relation. Also now that mzae kulikuwa na Herbert, my elder brother, from another mother. So Herbert alikuwa huko na I have another sister also from another mother. So you see these are 2 other siblings.
So you're the only kid in your
we are 2.
Or 2.
Yeah, 2. Yeah. So nikikama hapo kuna Herbert tayari, so they know already how I think.
Wako used to your setup.
I think they were used to that setup. So when I was coming in, it's just
Plug and play.
Blend in.
Just blending in, kukam we unajua umekam kufanya nini, umekam kuingia chuo. So it was and that was the focus.
Also pia I think the fact that maybe by the time parents wako walikuwa na separate pia maybe hukuwa old enough to get accustomed to the fact that budako anahonga like home kila siku pia maybe limake hiyo transition ikakuwa a bit easier for you.
Sure. I think because my dad used to come hiyo Christmas peke yake ama August na Christmas, that made it a bit easier because now you don't feel like there's a big gap. And hapo in between I think there was a time tulikuja Nairobi, but at that time bado hakukuwa na another family. So
sasa kuna mazee kitu moja mimi naweza sema like kama as a guy nasema budaka ameperfect. Next to ameperfect ni the fact that nasema Herbert ni bro wako, ako na budako, wewe uko na budako, like wewe vile unajua budako like cheat code yake ni gani juu enye kupata mwanamke uko na mtoi na kupatia mtoi ndio uishi naye inaanga very difficult. Like based on your insights about your father, like unadhani ni like nini nafanya meza like successfully to have like to be able to like manage your situation even when things go south?
I think I'd say maybe it's because of culture. In Luyas I think mtoi anakuanga wa mzae. So we mzee ukimesa up mtoi anakamingi kwenu, hataenda kwa hata baki kwa kina mdem. So I think one would be because of that I think. And also naweza sema mzae alikuwa anajiweza. So hangewacha hiyo burden ikiwe kwa the moms. So I think that was why.
So all your moms are Luyas, eh?
I think so. Yeah. All of them.
Because me wale wanawake najua
wangekuwa wameleta
area kuyuti na mtoto ujia white lakini asipatie mtoto.
Inakuwa hiyo ndio wanatumia hiyo as a weapon to
either usend money ama I like akupatie tu mtoi inakuwa very difficult.
So experience yako na mzae ilikuwaje? Like now that sasa umetoka home kwa madhe, umekuja Nairobi, uko sasa na mzae this time, sasa una experience from the other side yenye probably umekuwa ukimiss each and every other day, ama mzae alicompensate aje? Ama ali overcompensate?
I'd say I was excited to come. I was excited kukuja kukaa na mzae pia. Nilikuwa nimekaa na mom all that while. So I was excited, like it was thrilling. Nimekam kuna Herbert, there was a gap yenye hatukuwa so
a lot of things to catch
there's
up.
a lot of things to catch up na Herbert. So ikakuwa easy, like there's my bro here, story. So what you una feel like there's something normal or something, there's tension. Hakukuwa na tension. So it was nasema smooth sailing.
But kama kawaida kuna na kitu culture shock. Niko kana maana kuna tu culture mlikuwa nao na huku pia kulikuwa na culture nyingine, like culture shock yako ilikuwa nini what was the hardest thing for you to adjust into?
I think kujua, like I came knowing that there is another mother, but there is that adjusting that this is also your mother, and lazima umpatie hiyo respect kama mother. So ilikuwa inaka odd, but you have to respect them. You have to accept them. Also for them also they have to accept you. So for them to accept you, you have to ilikuwa hako ndio kalikuwa
like everyone has to be open for
lazima mkama mkwe
like kila mtu atabidi amepull
their
side.
Kuna point ulikuwa unasikia kama una betray mama. Na imagine maybe a situation like that me sija go through, but I don't know how it feel if I saw my dad with another mom. I don't know if I feel like
but masio walikuwa wamempa cheat code huko ikianza,
as much as expectation setting inafanya, but sometimes unakujibu kwa ground yenyewe unacheki like as a kid, even in a man there is the kid in you, so like niko sure pia maybe uko na memories maybe the happier times between your parents. So did you ever feel like una betray mama yako ama like I don't know, like ulikuwa na feel like how did it feel to process the picture now when you finally now seeing the picture?
I'd say I didn't feel like there's any betrayal because nilikuwa nimepewa 411. Yeah, so hakuna kitu kama betrayal. Like this is your dad, that is this is what has happened. Washa accept situation. So sawa kaenda tu sasa utafanyaje?
And maybe did you continue to maybe talk to your mom?
Yeah, my mom was there, like nikimaliza same home. Nikimaliza semester mimi naenda home, unaona?
Nimeona kwa amu ulikuwa na miss mama yako tu like ama ilikuwa structured, hakuna kunego na home.
Hata hapo katikati ya same kuna time unataka kwenda home, ni venye sasa of course sasa sio unajilipia fare, so lazima ungoje. So at the end of the semester naishia home.
So umeka the whole
like 3 months, then nenda home. So semester ilikuwa 3 months, so the first 3 months then nenda.
So every holiday mko nenda ucha.
No, but nilikuja nika change course, so I didn't do DB18, nilifanya CPA. So CPA was 6 months at that time. So ilikuwa after 6 months, not 3 months. Ilikuwa 6 months, yeah.
So you stayed most bit of your life na mother, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because ulikuwa shule hadi time ulimaliza, and now after hapo hivyo sasa unakuja kakana.
I'd say 85%.
85% na mother.
85%.
So how would you say gani nilikuwa mteremko? Unajua mzae labda alikuwa amekuachilia tu, amesema wewe kwa mahuru kitaka.
Kwa mother of course ilikuwa naweza sema that was a lot of mending that happened, a lot of kwenza samaki, that is when it happened. Yeah, I'd say and anytime I'd incline to that side. Yeah, because uko ndio ilikuwa kama soft landing, roots plus soft landing. Like nikikwama nikipigia mother at any situation, she would come through. Yeah.
Maybe how was that both lives brought about who you are today? How has it contributed towards you being who you are today?
I'd say the gaps were there. I can't say that there are no gaps. The gaps are there. Kuna zile vitu, of course, when you're growing up you admire. When you see a family yenye iko complete, you admire. When you go to your cousins na wako na kila both parents wako hapo, you see how jovial it is, of course you admire. So when I came here, I found that. I found that now we're a family, it's jovial, but my mom is not there, you know. So kuna ako ka gap, that gap was there. So for me, when now nikiji amend, so najiambiaga siwezi taka watu wangu wakue kwa such a situation. Yeah, isikwe isifike point mimi na wife ati things na go south. I wouldn't want that. For me is the direction tunaangalia ni watu wakue brought up in a setup yenye sisi wako wote. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. But also, like, one thing, one thing that maybe I noticed was very, very critical in your life is that, you see, as much as your mother was calling you a man, when I realized the transition when you joined university, it was also a very, very critical time for your father to be in your life na kushina babako, because you see, like, that is the time that you literally see, like, what a man is and who a man is. So, like, at least ulipata pay opportunity, like, in when you're now turning into an adult, your father was not able to like nurture you into a man, because as much as your mother would have nurtured you, your mother is not a man. Your mother cannot teach you how to be a man. He haizi kuonyesha how to be a man, like so you had at least to colonial privilege. Your time you're becoming a man, you're able to like learn it from your father, which was also very, very critical in your life.
I think what Jonah is trying to say is that he's also been in a similar situation. If you've been following the podcasts. At some point pia alikuwa stay home with my mother. Kuja campus Nairobi. Sasa
kuja high school.
Kuja kushina mzae pia. So I think he's referring to him being a man. Maybe that's your time akiwa na mzae ndio mnacha into being who he is now.
But at what which is more important, like ukiwa na mzae ukiwa young, ukiwa those unaona wale zile vitu wasio wanafanyanga na baba zao probably wakiwa young, zile games mnaendanga. Jonah mentioned earlier that kuna zile specific things zenye you only do with your dad. Maybe uki grow now, umekuwa msee mkubwa, umekuja campus, unajua you guys won't have that heart to heart connection. Hata yeye pia anajua ana deal na msee mwenye kidogo umekama a long way. Sidhani kama inakuwa
but that's in an ideal setup.
An ideal setup, yeah.
So kama hii imekuforce hivi, hauna choice.
So that will be the best time ama
okay. I don't know. I guess for me, I think mimi nimekuwa na both parents available and an extra pair of parents available. So nimekuwa na hiyo sort of like love from across all corners. So siwezi jua, maybe because him or Jonah would give us that scenario where maybe they know they've not been with the dad for this period of time and now they're with the dad. So
Jonah tuambia walimpeleka huko because sasa walikuwa wanataka amekuwa mauru anataka.
But
Kenda alikuwa ameka because yeye ameka kusoma.
Mimi nasema by the way, I think it's very important for your father to be in your life in your later years, because you see, when you're a kid, you're having boy problems. So your mother can handle boy problems. But then when you start having man problems, you need to have a man to speak to, like,
or a father figure.
Yeah, it's like you need, when you're having man problems, you need to be speaking to a man. So like, at least when you start becoming an adult, you can come back and sit and say like, okay, as much as my father is not perfect, but I'm sure that there are things that your father will inspire you. Kuna kitu cha inspire. He might be a drunkard, but he might be the best carpenter. Kuna vile unapiga hiyo randa yenyewe unakuwa inspired to like be a hard worker. Like at that particular point, inaonga very important, because you see, maybe as a kid you might not be able to appreciate your father because you've not wear man shoes. But when you wear man shoes, you're able to like, you're able to appreciate them more, and so it actually, it's a very critical point to like have a good relationship with your father.
Yeah, that is true. I think you see, between on your younger ages utagrow na madhe vifiti kabisa, there is no problem, but ukianza kuingia, for me I think ukianza kuingia teen, ukianza ku adole, ukianza kukick in 15, 16, 17 mzee anafaa kweli, because you know time unaanza
hizo mahons.
Yeah, you know, I think that is the most critical time, of which for me haikuwa, for me ilikuwa, and I think nimemaliza adole sasa. No, but when, of course I had uncles, and my mom would take me to my uncles as often, so that I don't lose that identity. So angenipeleka like after every, nikiwa high school tunaenda, there's even a time ninakaa kwa my uncle the whole December. Yeah, so that
paternal uncles,
yeah, paternal, so that there is that identity. But also I have maternal uncles wenye walikuwa wako around kabisa. So that I'd say that also helped sana. Hiyo time nilikuwa naanza badala ya kwenda home, unabaki kwa barabara ukikatiana. So kuna kidogo natekia uncle amekaa, so there is a time uncle alitufanya mbaya. Moffat has experience.
Alituweka njia. Peer pressuring. Ulikuwa na peer pressure Moffat ama ni Moffat?
I think at that time I had more peer pressure than Moffat. Moffat yake iliingia akiwa secondary.
Mimi nilikuwa na different peer pressure.
Yeye ilikuwa, Moffat alikuwa anani lead to movies.
Mimi nilikuwa nampeleka places sana nafaa kuenda. Unaona hizo vitu zingine zinafanya kwa barabara.
Yeah, that time nilikuwa na tu girlfriend.
Unashinda hizi ni gani mko?
Ngena movie,
class 7 8 hapo unaona tayari.
Yako wingi yako unawinda bana.
Class 7 mazi mchezo.
Manzo si ndio nashangaa bana. Alianza adafa na mention at adolescence yake ilianza 14 15 badala 7 ilianza 10 hapo hivyo mbaya.
At that time of course it's just the science that you've learned, so yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So how many kids?
For us, we are 6.
Like wewe personally?
Like your blood, you're like not your half siblings, like your blood siblings.
Siblings, we are 2.
Yes,
But now you better
Mr. Roko concern na familia yake sahihi.
Family yangu right now I have a family of 2 boys. I have 2 boys.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
Congratulations, man. 2 boys.
Yeah, the mom is
that's amazing.
Same mama.
Same.
So ukisema ni 2 that you know of, ama Me too. Unaona kuna two that I know.
No, I have 2 boys.
Oh, okay.
I have 2 boys. I don't think there is any other so far all through Sijaambiwa. Up to now.
Unaanza hii mchezo kiwa class 7 bro. Huwezi jua.
Unasema anafaa anza kufanya vetting, achunge story yake sana.
Yeah, if you've not been told, he's not there.
Unasema two that I know.
Anasema if you've not been told, haiko.
Hakuna, up to now, he's not there, of course.
Yeah. Awesome.
And I wouldn't want to
Get yourself to that
get
kind
myself
of
into
situation.
such, because it starts bringing a lot of complications.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. That's
Awesome. That's a nice story. I hope it inspire many that are in similar shoes as yours, and maybe they can be able to now,
But
put it back at their backs and move forward with life without necessarily having to separate.
so what would you say maybe just as the parting shot or something, like someone mwenye ako maybe young ama someone who's going through that ama someone mwenye amepitia pia na bado haja accept to nini, haja heal. Is there any kitu unaweza mwambia maybe?
I'd say a lot of problems that we have are caused by interpersonal relationships. Yeah. So it's good to understand that you are an individual.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are your own man, you are your own lady. Yeah. So when other people are having their own problems, it's not your problem. Yeah. As much as you would want to step in, it is not your problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say even when it comes to maybe studying and all that, ukicheki msee ana flop, it is not your problem. Yeah. Because the society must have all of us. It must have wale wase wenye hawata perform fiti, it must have wase wenye wana perform fiti, it must have, it must have, the community generally must have all those. So I'd say you have to be an autonomous person. You have to understand that you're an independent person. You have free will. So of course always just let your free will prevail. Mambo ya wazazi kama wako na issues, the most important thing maybe kusikwe na domestic violence ama gender based violence, that is the most important. And also if you can maybe assist, maybe if you know ama you have a know-how you can improve their relationship, but it is not your problem. The most important is you should understand that it's not your problem and it's not your problem to fix. Yes. Yeah.
And maybe just as you close, dad na mama bado wanaongea?
Yeah. They talk. That is the most important. I think they talk. We talk, all of us as a family. When we meet together, we meet in all gatherings. In my dowry negotiations, I had all my parents.
Awesome.
So all those things are
awesome.
Awesome. Even right now we are planning to have the family together during Easter this year. So we understand that they are independent individuals. When we are coming together, we're just coming together as a family. We are still a family. Either kama wame separate ama waja separate, we are still a family. Yes. So
So the important thing ni family.
The family cohesion, communication. And also as siblings pia ni important kuacceptiana, unajua kuacceptiana, au kuchagua kuzaliwa na huyo you didn't choose. So ni poa kuacceptiana na love each other as siblings, because in the world that we live in we have to help each other at one point.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's an awesome story. I think Babu, maybe before to close, unaweza tupatia kama msimu based on this all, whatever comes to your mind.
Mimi naweza tusema like from his story I can, mi pia niko na mama na niko na baba like, but mamangu akongi very kind with words. Akongi very kind with words towards my father. But like I can say you have an amazing, like you literally have your mother is really an amazing woman. For her to be able to put aside her emotions, because in most of these cases the emotional toll are very heavy on the woman. But for your mother to be able to put aside her emotions and like prioritize just bringing you guys, she's an amazing woman. That is all I can say. I don't think wanawake nimesikia, I don't think ni mwanamke za kwa hivyo amazing, like hana anything negative to say.
Kitu gani hiyo?
Mimi sijaisikia. Ungekuwa na budako lakini ungekuwa unapata ka message hapo ngumzae, wewe ni nyoka. Chunga hiyo mwanamke, usikule kwa hiyo nyumba, utakuwa kutumia doa food. But hiyo ni poa, like hiyo ni poa.
Maybe on that it is important for also sisi venye tunakuwa, of course we are talking about sisi sasa, we are going to become parents, and we are
actually parents.
We are parents, and we have our wives. We should tell them the importance of kuto instill unajua hata bado kama ni
atakwambia mimi hata siambiangi huyo mtoto zuri, huyo mtoto ako na macho na kila anajionea,
anajua hizo ndio wao.
Mimi sifanyi kitu kama huyo mtoto ako na macho na akili anajionea.
Na sasa hizo ni ana kujanga na kwa small sana babaka. So
we should tell our ladies not to do that. I think it is very important.
Awesome. I think that brings us to a close of our very interesting topic today. I hope you liked it, and please, if you've not subscribed, kindly subscribe.
Na tunataka hizo comments this time hapo chini. We want an engaged session. Ni tuambie ni feedback yenu, those who are in blended family, those who are in those who have only one mom, those who have only a dad, na wale wenye Rube kama Mr. Ru wenye wako na 4 parents or 5 parents. Tuambie your stories.
Welcome to the DC, the Dingy Corner podcast.